Hello, everyone. Welcome. Episode number 16 of ChatGDG, your favorite podcast, with two amazing guests. We've got Bahar and we've got Sumith. Both of them are co-founders, not of the same company, different companies, but still they co-found something, which I find it quite interesting. And Sumith is a friend of ours. Of course, he's a fellow organizer from GDG London, our sister group. You are GDG Club London. And then Bahar, besides being a co-founder, she's so much more than that. But one thing that I can hint to is that she's also a Flutter developer, which is very interesting. So without further ado, I would like to give the stage to Bahar first, if you don't mind, to introduce yourself, and then we go to Sumith.
Hi, Stefano. Hi, Sumith. Thanks for having me today. As you mentioned, I'm co-founder of the Altogether mobile app. This is a accessible justice app for persons with disabilities, where they can actually find legal information in accessible format, report any legal violation to governmental organizations or any companies. And yes, this is short, brief information about me. And also I'm a Flutter developer, and thanks to Google Developer London, that I've been part of their dev camps that helped me a lot to be a developer.
So GDG London might have, something to do with it, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
I think you're just being modest, Bahar. It was all about what you were doing before, and I think we were just trying to support you. So just being very modest with what you're saying. Yeah.
Tell us more, Sumit. Tell us more. I'm intrigued now.
Okay, tell us more. But before that, let me introduce myself. Yeah. So
yes.
You mentioned a few things around co-founder and GDG London Organiser. So, but just wanted to do like a full circle about myself. Start with what I'm currently doing. So I'm co-founder with SuprTech. We are building an app called Nova Wallet. It's an AI-based customer engagement, rewards, and loyalty product. What that product can do is help small businesses to entice new customers, send them offers, and also send them coupons. Yeah, so to keep them engaged. But I kind of have I was looking around this morning for this thing. Nearly 24 years of experience in tech. Like I started in 1990s, is 1998ish. Yeah, so so some time ago. Yeah, and then the journey to co-founder was interesting. I wasn't like studied, did what Bahar is doing, but in a very different language. Fox Pro, C++. So it's different thing, but same attitude. Wanted to build some stuff, so had a build something in the tech space. And then I think when I started, I wasn't a developer. There was no title called as developer. Yeah.
Back in the days, we can
say. Back in the days. So you being engineering manager, it would be very interesting for you that, okay, what is this then? So I started as what they called a systems analyst.
Okay.
Yeah. So I looked down. I was like, okay, my first title is systems analyst. Yeah. Which means you are doing some tech stuff, building, and also analysis stuff, talking to your customers to gather this. So you don't have a BA now. Yeah. You're just gathering.
Exactly. Right. So you were covering what is, today is an engineer role, probably a product manager, and somewhat a business analyst. So you were covering probably 3 different roles back then. Interesting.
Yeah, lots of different roles. But I think what I had was an attitude to learn all the time. Yeah, so continuous learning, change with the industry. But I also have an attitude of giving back to the industry. Hence, it comes back to GDG London and the Dev Camp. So we were lucky to have someone, a lot of them, a lot of people interested in our Dev Camp. And then Bahar was one of them. But what she have achieved is basically second to none. Yeah. So yeah.
and I'm really eager to get to know more. Before just jumping right into that, can we 2 seconds explain maybe to the people that they don't know what a Flutter dev camp, what it is? Can we explain this to the people just to give them context?
Yeah, I think we did post a couple of videos around that. So it's a group. So myself, another co-organizer, Renuka, and Simon. We started. Again, my camera is gone. So we started something. We had an idea of building some materials for people who are new, especially in the Flutter and Firebase space. Yep. And Google GDG was a good platform where we could do that. So we then took it. We asked the community, saying, "Hey, are you guys interested in something like this?" And the community said, "Wow, come on, why not? We just want to learn." But we didn't want it to be like just us giving information out. Yeah. So what we wanted to do was to actually community teaching each other, have a conversation around this particular topic. We'll bring some experts. So we went to some of the experts also in the industry, Flutter. It says, "Hey, we are planning to do something and we have a lot of interest from the community. Would you be happy to work with us to have some sessions?" And they're like, "Yeah, give us a platform." So we're just like in between that, yeah. And then we were making our own sessions. So it's a community-based learning. It's a camp where we select. So because we had overwhelming around 150, or last time it was 200 plus applicants. Saying, we want to do some stuff. So yeah, we brought the community together, brought the people within the community for who are new. And Bahar, if I remember, you were the part of the Women Dev Camp, no?
Yeah, that is my best gift for International Women's Day, actually. My first Dev Camp was in March this year. Started and was amazing.
Can you tell us a little bit more? Because I know what, of course, the Dev Camp is, but I'm curious from a point of view of someone who actually, was curious at first. I don't even know. How did you approach to this Dev Camp? What was the story?
I'm sorry, I just stopped you. Yeah, I'm really curious to talk about this Dev Camp. And thanks again for having me, because the people, mentors also are amazing that they helped us not just Flutter, but they motivated us. They gave us to be, they taught us how to be confident. So that's the reason how I won at the biggest global competition. So for just to start, first of all, I was not a developer before. My background was in law. So I started to enter into the legal tech industry. And before learning Flutter, I was doing simply product management for tech product. But then I realized that it's better to know technology better, because after going deep dive into the technology, you understand the product better. You understand your user journeys better. So I was really lucky that I met with really great people. I searched on Twitter. Before DevCamp, I participated in another bootcamp. Actually, I had different experience there, and I didn't feel as a developer in my previous bootcamp. But at this camp, first of all, it's free of charge, but it's kind of values a lot, gives a lot to us, a lot of resources, a lot of opportunities. And it's again up to you how you use this opportunity, the resources, learnings from this, key points from this. So I searched on Twitter, found about this DevCamp, and found it is specifically for women this time. I was really happy, just directly applied to this DevCamp. And when I got a message that you have been selected, I was so happy. I celebrated this with my closest people. I don't know how to describe the DevCamp. It was really amazing. I cannot find a proper word. Probably amazing. And one thing again, mentors never said we don't have time. Like if they were kind of like not just 1 hour, 2 hours or 3, like a lot of times, for example, I remember Simon Lightfoot, he is God for us. I've got a Flutter apps developers. So I can't remember just how many hours he spent there with us. Just he answered a lot of questions, every questions, and he also motivated me that you don't have to just go to attend university or tech class to be a developer. You can just like be like participant here, just search, learn, practice. You can still be a developer, doesn't matter. And after his words and other mentors' advice, like I was very confident, and I quickly built like several pages of my apps. And it was really great that at the graduation ceremony, we have really wonderful graduation ceremony online. And yes, we introduced some of our apps that we were able to build during this DevCamp, and it really helped me to apply to the next acceleration program that was again about my low-tech product. Yes, thank you, Sumith. Thanks, all of you mentors. It was really helpful. Just ask me another question that I can continue. Also, we had August DevCamp. Maybe I can continue later about it, but the first one was really amazing.
Wow.
For me, it's like, for me, I'm surprised to hear all this background story. I was like, wow, there's a lot going on there, because and really appreciate your thanks also.
I think what's really important here, if I can summarize that, of course, someone clearly, taught you some hard skills, like some Flutter skills, which are very important. But I think that the key factor here is the mentors went above and beyond, because what's really important is to give you that confidence, right? That you can do that is not crazy rocket science, is achievable. That is probably the good value there, because when you've got there, sure, hard skills, okay, but the soft skill part, I find it quite fascinating, and I think the real value lays there, because YouTube videos, articles about Flutter, I think internet is full of them. This positive attitude, I think, is let's say much less common to find. Let's put it that way. Right? There was a pretty good summary, or?
Yeah. Also, there was imagine there was live code reviews. That was amazing. That first time, like my codes were reviewed online on YouTube channel. I was like, wow, like I felt really a developer. It was my early stages. And imagine you also won a lot of gifts from DevCamp as an appreciation of hard work. I don't know. Again, it was a really fantastic time of my life.
I've been a software engineer for 17 years. I never had a code review on YouTube. Never happens. Zero. Never. So you are already doing much better than me. So, which is great.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your? If you wanted to do, you wanted to say something, Sumith? Sorry,
no, I just
I got you.
It is also scary. Like I do. I was just adding on to you, Stefano. I also, although we have so much experience, and maybe I'm teaching some people, but nope, I don't want to get my code dissected or literally thrashed by someone else online on YouTube.
You will be really scared. So what I found in my mind fascinating, that she was so happy. Oh, my code is being reviewed on YouTube. If that was me, it's like, oh my God, my code is slightly different, So.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I would admit that I had a lot of mistakes there, but I know that the person who is reviewing my code is very great person, who is really a big professional that will direct me smoothly. I will know where to go. And again, I never ever afraid of any mistakes. That the DevCon was a place that we wanted to learn. We were learning a lot of things, and And also during the DevCamps, I learned that it's okay to have mistakes, to make mistakes. And I learned how to actually correct my mistakes by myself. Again, this code reviews helped me a lot. There were a lot of examples that if we have similar mistakes, we can directly apply the code that they showed us, and we can edit, change our codes. So it's amazing. I never ever afraid make a mistake.
Yeah, if I can fix that, it's not okay to have mistakes. It's mandatory to have mistakes. If you don't have mistakes, you just are not growing. That's very important. You know what I mean? So,
and especially coming from an engineering manager, there you go. Yeah. So you work with a lot of engineers on a daily basis. So you accept, like, just trying to see, you accept the fact that there are mistakes in code. Yeah. So
of course, I think the one job for a EM or a head of engineering or whatnot is to create a safe environment where people can do mistakes, and it's okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty
and
much
I think
it.
we just have to. So I like this platform where we are saying this. Yeah, so because a lot of people who come in the industry fresh, they are always they have this impulse. They have the imposter syndrome. Yeah. Where they're thinking, "Oh my God, I need to be perfect." Yeah, or I'm going to lose a job, or I'm junior, and then just getting this validation from you, Stefano, it's a big thing. You know, we are resonating that, like, yeah. It's okay to make mistakes, and everyone is a human. And being an engineering manager, you're not pounding on like, no, well, you can't do this. You need to be perfect. We are being paid for this.
not even close. So we are really far from the baseline. The baseline should be much different, right? The baseline should be, it's a safe environment. Is not a question if you will make a mistake. The question is when. It's obvious. I make 3-4 mistakes per day. I can easily save that. So it's fine. It's fine. Makes mistakes is absolutely okay. I would be much worried if someone is not making any mistakes ever. That would be weird, to be honest. I would investigate that. Mistakes, guys. Mistakes are on a daily basis. You know what I mean? It's not like once per month. On a daily basis, it's fine because you're gonna learn from them, and maybe you make a mistake and I can cover you next time. I will make a mistake and you will cover me, in terms of also working in a team. That's also quite important. So yeah, hopefully we are conveying the right message here. You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be a robot, and if you are in a company that expecting that from you, I can safely say that probably you are in the wrong company. So try to look for something else. So
no, you forgot to ask.
Mm-hmm.
You forgot to ask Bahar, where is she from?
Yes, correct. Where are you from, Bahar? Can you tell us?
Originally from Azerbaijan, Baku.
Ooh.
Yeah, but the most recent years I've been living in many other countries like Turkey, Germany, Canada, and I'm constantly traveling for like competitions or conferences. So I also have a travel tech startup that after getting deep dive with Flutter, will redesign the app, like rebuild the app with Flutter. So yeah, I love traveling, and I'm from Azerbaijan.
Wow. But when you go to these other countries, you're going to live there for a little bit, or you're staying for a short time? Like, what's the...
No, okay. For example, in Turkey, I've been studying researching. I lived there 4.5 years.
Ah, wow, long time, 4.5 years.
Yeah. In Germany, about a year. In Canada, several months. But for conferences, of course, you also going for conferences, definitely. So like some short days, like a week or 2 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
But when I heard that, I had to actually fix my geography lesson. So I have to go back, think where it is on the map, what it is. And it's just so beautiful, actually. Such a beautiful place. I think there's a 3 towers, which they show on.
You should visit us, actually. Yeah, that was a big international conference. I have seen a lot of international travelers. I just came to Baku in October. Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't join this conference. I also was part of space industry, so I supposed to present my space application, like space law app, let's say. Again, it was part of my DevCamp project. I motivated officers DevCamp
Okay.
just to build this app. Like it was a generally educational app for teaching people about space laws. Yeah, but again, I was a part of big competition, so I was not able to participate. But a lot of people visited this place in Baku, and yeah, a lot of like good places in Baku. I hope you will someday visit here
We
too.
can do, actually, I tell you one better. We're gonna do a 2.0 of this interview from there, right? that
Yeah,
that would be cool, right? That would be cool. Okay.
absolutely.
One day. I don't know when, but that is very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
So something that I need to ask you both because I'm very, very curious. So both of you, you've got your studying, you work for companies and all of that. Right now, you find yourself in the same spot as a co-founder of different companies, but still, like, how is it to be a co-founder of something? I've never, officially co-found anything, so I'm really curious. How is it? And most importantly, what made you do the transition, so from a full-time job or for a contractor job to a fully entrepreneur kind of thing? I'm really curious also, what was the mindset, the mind switch? Who wants to go first? It's fine.
So, Miss, can you?
Bahar, yes, go for it.
Okay, no problem. So, first of all, maybe I will start with the second question. Why?
Hmm.
Uh, so, actually, um, my first background, as I mentioned, that is lawyer, and there are a lot of problems. If you want to be an entrepreneur, it's the right direction to choose to start working,
Yeah.
because this industry always have a lot of problems. People have always legal issues,
Mm.
be it justice problems or just the company stuff, legal problems, or just let's say product issues or client problems, doesn't matter. In my personal experience, I wanted to always to help people to solve their justice issues, specifically human rights problems.
Mm.
So I loved, first of all, I never ever say I don't like this industry or this faculty. Like a lot of my friends who studied with me, they don't like this field anymore. But I'm really happy to be a lawyer always. So yeah, for example, I during my first job at the company, I saw, for example, a lot of women had issues with their husbands. They are divorced, but they never get the right compensation payments. The alimonies, for example, there were a lot of problems with children rights. So I always found a place to invest and help people. So I went to study in Turkey, and there was another issue: immigration. People coming from other countries, specifically Syria, they had a lot of problems. I voluntarily helped them to resolve their issues. And after coming back again to my country, I decided, first of all, to launch some platform that people coming from different cultures, people speaking in other languages, to help them to understand their rights better. Living in many different countries, I found out that people really don't understand the local regulations when they reside in the specific countries, and this always make a lot of problems. Uh, for example, any penalties arise over their payments, for example, or they are being deported to another country. So I help a lot of international students in many different countries. So as soon as I decided to, okay, I have to start some platform, it was really amazing to work with international people, building prototypes and introducing them. Like, would you like to try this one? At least, for example, multilingual platform. But before knowing a game platform, I used some no-code tools, like very simple tools. I just wanted to
Hmm.
start and help people. And I've again been part of international accelerators like in Canada, legal innovation. That was really, really helpful again in that context. But again, what I like to be, like being a co-founder, it's really amazing. You innovate always. Um, I love to decide. I love founder pain points of people or any industry. I just wanted to innovate, create something new. And again, this summer and during part of the DevCamp in August also, I wanted to learn like state management and use some innovative projects too. And at that time, I created the product about a law app for persons with disabilities. This time, I never ever learned about knew about accessibility features that Flutter already had a lot of accessibility features. And I asked several questions during our DevCamp and I got excellent answers. Our GM has clarified a lot of questions to me that was very helpful. Yeah, so I just love to do things my own, create new things, help people. That is a really fun part of being entrepreneur or co-founder to me.
Interesting. Yeah. What do you think, Sumit?
No, I
What's your
think
take?
it's literally about one thing which came out of what Bahar has been saying is the mindset.
Mm,
So she has been constantly, if you look at it, yeah, she's been constantly thinking about, okay, why is this happening and how can I solve it? Why is this happening and how can I solve it?
mm,
So that whole
Mhm.
why and how is where I've been just basically, in my career, I've mostly been a consultant. I did one products. I moved from engineering into product.
hmm
So the transition for me was basically that's where this is going to end up. Yeah, and I always empathize with the way, if there's a problem, empathize with the customer centric approach has always been inbred with me, just like Bahar. Like, okay, I'm seeing this as a problem. How could I solve it? How could I get people to solve it? Yeah. So my last job was basically went into product management. I was building a DXP platform, yeah, a digital
mm,
experience platform. I just want to throw in a buzzword there, MarTech. Yeah. So it was a MarTech product. Yeah. What does it MarTech product means? It's a marketing and technology all together
mm,
where technology is trying to solve some marketeer's problem. Yeah. Which means your CRMs and email campaign management, etc., etc. So I was talking to a customer and they were looking for again a problem. Yeah. So they're looking for a solution for rewards and loyalty and for small businesses. Yeah,
mm.
and a lot of the products out there, what they have been doing is they think that there's a marketing department even in a small business. Yeah. So
Mm.
when you're thinking of a product, you says, okay, let me go and see how people will be using it. So I went to a couple of small businesses and says, well, there's a product like this, and I would like to, engage you. Let's say, as an example, Joy and Juice. Yeah, I like them. Yeah? And they have a
Yeah,
loyalty
yeah,
program. Yeah,
it's pretty.
it's a good brand. They have a loyalty
Yeah,
program and a nice app and everything else. But on a weekend, if you ever go there, the queue is this big. Yeah, like
hmm
yeah, and the people behind the counter have no time for any loyalty or anything else. They just want to serve the juice and then and
good.
then get the money. Yeah, yeah. So these products were targeted for someone who actually is a dedicated team in the marketing department that do offers and campaigns. So I said, well, there is a problem here, and I want to solve it. So hence there's a product. So what you need is a little bit more courage, yeah, to actually think beyond your 9 to 5 Yeah, because for me the 30th or 31st right now scares me. Yeah, because you have to also think of paying people. Yeah, so
Aha, right. You're not the
it's like,
only one
okay,
to get money. You need to give money to people now. Okay, I
who are
see.
working for you. Yeah.
I
So as
see.
an entrepreneur, you need to also think of your team, how this product is going to benefit. So you are very passionate about your product, which you can see from the way I'm also bringing it in every conversation. So
But if you are not if you are a co-founder and you're not passionate about your product, you're probably not doing it right. Right?
yeah,
Let's put it
yeah.
that way. So
Yeah, so yeah, you need to just think like, okay, how this gonna work. And I think Bahar, you pointed out, I would just want to resonate that again. There are accelerators out there, yeah,
Yeah.
that can help. Yeah, it's just that I don't think, just like we have dev camps for some coding and everything else, there is very few of them that are for entrepreneurs. Yeah, because they're like, oh, it just happens. Yeah, but then during early this year, I was talking to Google. Yeah, in I think I forgot the event that we went to, and they have a program which was Google Accelerator for AI. So one
was
of
there during Google Next, maybe?
yeah, no, Google
No.
I/O extended.
Okay. So
Yeah,
okay, few months back.
during March. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they were talking about this accelerator program. So there are accelerators, and then I googled a little bit more about accelerators and programs that can help people. Yeah. So the fear that you have about, okay, now you will have to start paying people, you have to build a team, you have to bring some money in. Yeah. Those programs can help. Yeah. So definitely search. There are a lot of good accelerators, especially if you're in the fintech. So so this is a martech fintech kind of product. Yeah, because it also involves some money. Yeah. So it's a fintech product. uh, so you look around and see whether there are some accelerators that can actually push you a little bit more to be a co-founder and have a peace of mind. Yeah, so that you can actually
Exactly.
work on your product.
Which quite often is exactly what you need. The last push, right? You are there, but you are not sure. Last push, everything is gonna be fine.
Yeah. So just
Quick
want to throw in
question.
two
Yeah,
accelerators:
yeah.
the Google for AI accelerator and the Microsoft Startup Founder Accelerator. Yeah. So these are the few ones. But again, if anyone wants, they can reach out. So you have to spend. So this accelerator, actually, there was like, the Google one was 8 pages long. Yeah. So it's a form you have to fill in, and it's literally like step by step by step by step. It actually makes you ask yourself, so what is this about? Yeah, so the why, why are you building it, who is the
Of
market
course.
whom you are building for, how are you going to make money out of it, what would be your strategy with a SaaS product, or is it like something that you're going to sell once, la 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 la. So then I sat down and I kind of spent some time building that, pitch deck, what they call as in that
Of course.
space, and then reviewed it, reject. Then I sent it again, saying, "I know you guys. Why are you rejecting me?" Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. So they asked for some tweaks, and then I think it was I sent it across 3. So there's another one which is from Barclays, the Barclay Rise program. Yeah,
Okay.
you can send it to them. So it actually helps you to understand what you can. So most of the times you hear that the startup fails or the product fails, and the product fails is because it has not been thought through. How is it going to make money, or who is your target market, or have you filled in the value matrix canvas? Yeah, so like, is it going to generate any value to your end user? Because you're thinking, you're happy, you're like, wow, this is the best product on the planet.
Well,
But
because
are your
in your
customers
mind it is, but should be a little bit more than that, right?
yeah, exactly, are your customers thinking about that? Yeah, and then loop back into what Bahar mentioned, which is tech. Yeah, so sketched it out, pitch deck done, design done, and then we are kind of saying, okay, can I, or is that right tech available at the right time? Yeah, in this case, we actually used Google techs, all of them. So Flutter, Firebase, Google AI, blah blah blah. Is this right? And I find it very difficult. because on the Flutter and Firebase space, a lot of people are new.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, which
We're not
means
talking about Java, which is, of course, decades old. Those are quite, even if for us, maybe they are not that new, for the world, they are rather new, like tools and frameworks.
yeah. So choosing the right technology, whether it's going to work out, and I feel like when you go in the founder or that space, uh, ideas are good, yeah, but the next level is, would you be able to execute on the idea that you have, yeah, with engineering. So yeah,
Execution is quite important. People are so fussy about the idea. I cannot tell you my idea. You are stealing my idea. Yeah, sure. Then you need to do that. The execution, I mean, I can tell you I want to build this. You know what I mean? But if you don't have the tools, it's meaning it's pointless. So, the execution part is where, things makes or breaks. Quick question for you, Sumit, because you said something very interesting. So you started as an engineer. At some point you transition to more on a product role, and now you are a co-founder. So given that you've been more of a horizontal kind of journey rather than a fully vertical one, do you think that by you, of course, spending quite a lot of time in engineering as well as in products, that helped you now in this moment in your life, because you are a co-founder with both engineering and product knowledge, right? Is that
yep.
correct?
Yeah. So from the product perspective, it's basically where I said, you asked twice, like to yourself. Yeah. So it's when you talk product, it's a role where you are thinking of understanding the business needs, the market needs, the demand, the user behavior. So stuff like that, as a product person, that's something you need, to know, that this side. And then you should also be in a space being system analyst. That's why actually we were doing that. So for me, I actually had that in me, and being a consultant, I always had that in me, where I'm talking to the customer all the time, or the user itself, saying, okay, what is it that I'm trying to build for you? Yeah. But while I was in the engineering space, a lot of times I was trying to, they say it, just trying to, just push in the technology, to the user, saying, hey, you should be using it. Da, da, da. With years of experience, I figured out, well, technologies are changing. The needs, you need to think of the needs from the user's perspective, So you need to walk away from that, and you have to think about what exactly will benefit the end user. So you have to start thinking that. So engineering does definitely help, having a technology background. Because when I'm talking to the engineers now, I could explain them what is needed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know how to talk with them. That's my point. That's something which is underestimated. People think that, okay, you need to be the super senior engineer. You don't. I mean, you do if you do that job, but for what we do or for what you do, no, you should have a knowledge. You shouldn't be the best in the world in doing that, but you should know how to communicate with those people. That's very important, because
Very important.
communication is often what completely breaks companies, teams. Communication, very important. Very good point, this one.
Yeah. And also, like I just want to throw in an example when one of my, the full stack backend engineer, he came to me saying, if we're trying to use it, we are using technology A, we want to shift to technology B. If I didn't understand it, it would have been difficult for me to gauge. And one thing I would like to tell every PM is always think about the abilities. When you're talking to the engineer, or when they are thinking in that space, the reliability, the scalability, So also so I was able to get into that conversation with my engineer, like, is it scalable? Is it reliable? Because it's a SaaS product, is it 24/7 available? And shifting from A to B, would you how much price, cost?
Exactly.
So what's going to be our cost for moving from A to B? So that's conversation, and you get respect from engineers if you
Of
are
course.
in the product space and
Very good point. Very good point. What do you feel, Bahar? Of course, you've got different experience in your life as well, and I'm sure that everything came together pretty much now, right? So in the moment that you are now, you are of course taking advantage of all your previous experience in a way, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Just I wouldn't actually talk about communication things. Uh, I would say that even you're not expert in any field, if you have good communication skills, will
Yes.
definitely work. And in terms of scalability, again, if you put yourself in your user's situation and like emotionally based. For example, I mentioned that like my current platform product is about the rights of persons with disabilities. I've
Hmm.
never had a friend from this community, and actually, we started this product with my sister. She was researching in the United Kingdom about their rights, artificial
Mm.
intelligence, and etc. And we discussed together, and after these platforms, I realized that I have relatives with disabilities. I have never ever communicated them in that
You know? Yeah.
level because, for example, this topic was always hidden in our communities
Yeah,
in
of course.
all around the world. For example, after this project, I started to communicate with a lot of people from this community. And I saw that I have also the kind of disability. We are all equal. And whenever I apply to any program or like let's say volunteering at any conference, I'm requesting, could you please add openly that this is open for persons with disabilities? Like this is open for women, this is open for our LGBT community. This is
Yeah.
also open for persons with disabilities. They were always hidden. So like, yeah, I wanted to say that communicating with people, like I found out that they really like, not just like this idea, they like that people are like friendly with you. They want to solve your problem. And at the time, I think it really helped us to be successful and won this competition. For example, my own uncle has a disability, but I have never ever like realized this in deep way. So before the competition, it was a week before a competition, I called my uncle. I said, "Can I talk to you about your disability?" Uh, like it was a like different story, a different experience in my own life. We created his story, and we during the Dublin competition, we started with his childhood issue, having some injury to his eye, lost his eyesight, and got disability, and
Mm.
hidden for 40 years. Then we are creating the app with Flutter. And introducing our app, testing how user experience with our own uncle, and introducing to the bigger, wider disability community. Like this is how we made a scalability. It's
Mm.
not always actually about the money. If people
No, of
want to
course.
use your application product, they will always talk about your product. They will make it scalable. It will be like wider everywhere. So after this competition, a lot of people approached that. We have, for example, children with autism. We have relatives with
Yeah.
disabilities. How amazing this idea! You introduce this in a very different way, in an open way. We were really happy with that. We easily smoothly communicated with this community, with people, and we just wanted to say that there shouldn't be any discrimination, like specifically for persons with disabilities. So again, having tech skills, having communication skills, understanding the pain points, but always trying to help people solve it. I think that there are always alternative. If in the stage your product is not scalable, but there's always another way. I think why many people fail because they just stop. They accept that they are failing, but when you fail,
Mm.
actually in your brain, you create
Yeah, of course.
restrictions yourself. You fail yourself, like not the situations. Actually, okay, there should be some financial restrictions. I also started with the resources, but now I have a lot of network from HP Foundation, for example, from Verskill's organization.
Uh,
uh, I know that I never ever stop. Like, I want to do this, I will do this. Okay, this time maybe it's not working, but I'm always moving somewhere, always working. And I learned that during this program that you should always decide something, not just to wait or something will happen. What I'm gonna do? If I do this, this will be wrong. This will cost us a lot of things. But just do something, and then you will see, okay, if it works or it doesn't work. So I think I just would like to share some statistics with you. For example, when I applied to this competition, there were 567 applicants. We were narrowed down to 30 teams, then again 15 teams, at the end 5 teams from all around the world. And 4 out of 5 teams were building mobile application, and it was really a big competitive.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I know, like, for example, in August the 10th, it was clear that we are in the final stage, and we had just 1 month left to build something. We just did everything just to win. We never stopped. Like, we contacted with many people from not just in our country, from United States, for example, from from Australia, a lot of places, just to know, like, what maybe there's something we don't know, what we can get from them, some knowledge even. We attended a lot of webinars. We just called a lot of people from disability community. We organized a lot of events. We built again with Flutter. I was part of the camp. I did a lot of whole thing. Yeah, I love this idea, and I want to again. Sumith said that the Google also has accessibility, I guess, programs that I would love in future to bring this platform, the product to them too, to have a lot of global partners to work together and help a lot of people from this community.
Yeah. The biggest takeaway from all of that you said in different moments is like assumptions. Assumptions kills everything. Oh, there are 2,000 people in that program. I assume that I cannot win, so I don't even sign up. I can guarantee you, if you don't sign up, for sure you're not going to win. For sure. If you sign up, it might be very difficult, but it can happen. If you don't sign up, it's guaranteed. You're guaranteed to not win because you don't even want to compete. So assumptions, like assuming that, it was assumed that people with disability can join. No, let them know.
Yeah.
Be communicative, let them know. And of course, on disabilities as well, just a quick hint for all the people, not all the disabilities are visible. Do not assume that if you don't see, why you say you are disabled, you look like me. Well, there might be something else going on. So do not assume. Your assumptions are really, really bad. Just try. If you are in doubt, ask questions.
Yes,
Not assuming does not mean that you need to know everything. You will not know everything, right? If you don't know, ask questions. You know what I mean? That is the only way of either create a conversation first, which is nice, and also to get knowledge and to get context. If you assume, probably the context is not there. I really wanted to underline that because I think it's very, very important. But yeah, what you said is it's very interesting. Actually, it's very, very what a journey. What a journey. I mean, so Sumith, he insisted so much. You got to have her in this podcast. Her story is amazing. You know, he was right. He was right.
Yeah, actually, some of the part of these stories, actually, if you feel it, being in the tech space for so long, I think we talk about that. When I started my journey, I built the first software for ATM machines. Yeah, we never considered any accessibility or anything else there. The whole thing was okay with just. So for us, the users are the normal people. Yeah, which means someone who wants to. But now I think a lot of organizations and what you are doing, and it literally I felt today, you guys are considering, okay, there's more to this. Yeah, you need to think a little bit more in terms of disability, accessibility, and also consider that when you're building products. Yeah, so not just build products for them, but to have some consideration.
Also because it should be the other way around. So as we call it, the normal people, they've got the good stuff, and the people with disability, which is of course something which is a little bit of a struggle. You not just that, you even get the crap. So it's like, that's not fair. It should be the other way around. It should be they should get the the good stuff. So it's minimum. Our MVP is to try to at least level things up. That's, I think, should be the bare minimum. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I remember the Flutter community had a big conference, and I was a chance to ask about question about accessibility, and someone from the community, he said, like, the first thing about accessibility is building accessibility features from scratch. Don't wait until you finish with every other details and you say, okay, let's build accessibility features.
Not as an afterthought. Yes.
It was really, again, like, being part of Flutter community was Google Developer London. I cannot comment on this, but I learned a lot of things, and specifically about accessibility features, about the needs of persons with disabilities and technology, artificial intelligence. I contacted with different people in terms of accessibility experience and etc. Yeah, and also why I like about Flutter community is I always put there the resources, a ton of their resources, videos you can watch and practice on yourself, and it's really working. I was lucky during this competition acceleration program. I found a lot of amazing information, resources, videos that helped me to build my prototype and showcase during the biggest competition and won, of course. Thank you again.
Amazing. Quick question for still for you, Bahar, because I'm curious. Like, now, the last 10 minutes of the conversation, maybe we can touch about the community side. Of course, all of that was community based, and it's great. But what's the tech community side of things where you live? I'm curious because
Okay.
what's the situation there?
If you want me to be honest, I'm gonna be honest. So again, my first experience was unfortunately negative in terms of technology, as maybe because I was coming from a different part. Like, I was getting some classes with people who already had tech backgrounds. They were like university students, for example, getting computer science degrees and learning Flutter with me. So I've seen that like people from different industry or different fields are not welcome to this kind of things. Like, people were like so hesitant to us, or for example, of course, like, people who know technology, they had pretty different questions than myself. I had like different opposite questions because I know things as a lawyer. Biology works differently from tech people. Again, learning the Flutter, it helped me the way of thinking. I changed a lot of things in my life, the thinking, logics, etc. But I don't mean that law itself is not a law. It has different kind of logic, like kind of theoretical logic. I asked some questions that they were just gazing their eyes at me. What do you mean? I sure that you understand what we are talking about. But yeah, in our community, a lot of suspicions in my own personal case, and it was very difficult to find the right tutor who is not actually blaming you that you don't understand this. It's your problem that you don't understand technology.
Okay. Different.
Yeah, but when I found out about the Google Developer Group London, I said, okay, this is really technology. We are talking the same like platform, Flutter. Okay, I'm in the right place, actually. Yeah, the things became faster than me. I understood, and maybe probably the language stuff again. For example, in my country, the language of resources is translated from English, and I think they are not delivered in a proper way. Some terminology issues also that I don't understand. But when I learned Flutter with Google Developer London mentors, it was obviously in English and native. I never had even, Sumit, you remember, sometimes I'd never ask any question because everything was clear to me.
Yep.
All I needed to rewatch, to practice, and etc. And what I also loved, I won a book from the our DevCom, and I just immediately started reading the book.
Nice.
After reading resources, it helped you a lot because also I was part of some interviews in Flutter. I was very kind of lucky that I had these books and I read them, and I was really ready to answer the question that normally maybe in your practice you have not encountered with some kind of issues. But in these books there were some keys that I already know from the books. I was ready to answer and pass any interview. So yeah, it was amazing again.
Yeah, it worked quite well. So
Yeah.
it looks like that you are doing the right things over there at GDG London, Sumit, right?
I'm so happy to hear from someone who has gone through it, and also
Yeah.
being our advocate. So what this conversation is doing is inspiring others. And I feel like it's not just us. We are doing the right thing, but if you hear what from her, the effort. Yeah. So there are keen people like Bahar and others who are actually putting effort. Yeah. And the main reason why we were doing all this mentoring session was people buy a course on Udemy or LinkedIn Learning and so and so, but 90% of the time, it's 100% of the time it's not finished. Yeah, it's just maybe 10% done, 20% done. With some places where we wanted it to be is like this open thing, and organizations should have this kind of mentorship where it's open, people are stuck, and the mentors are able to identify that someone is stuck, and then just push it a little bit more, saying, okay, fine, we will help you to get to the other side. And that openness, it is just a relationship, like relationship between us and them, saying, okay, it's not like they want to rush through this thing or something like that. Although I kept on prompting all the time, saying, hey, where are you guys with assignments, where are you guys with this and that. But that's also kind of also bringing them back on the track, saying, hey, let's just come back on the track and commit to yourself. And then the ones who have committed actually are in this space right now where Bahar is today. So it's your hard work.
Yeah, I totally agree. And if you remember, we because of course you are very strong in Flutter. We do maybe I think I've done myself. I ran a web and Firebase course in 2019. What's interesting about that? We had there was also in collaboration with Women Tech Makers. So we had like 25 women attend. It was absolutely great. The very interesting bit is like two people from that cohort. Fast forward 4 years, right? 4 years. One of them, Najila, she's now a co-founder of an amazing Cerebral studio. They've got a video player app with AI, absolutely crazy. And another person from that cohort, she works as a software engineer in one of my team at the Times now. So this is just for saying that's possible. It's possible. Those people had a different background and whatnot. It's possible. So tech is really accessible. It's not easy, but it's accessible. That's the difference. It's not easy. You need to put the work, you need to put the effort and all of that. But if you do, we've got plenty of success stories. So it's still doable, folks. You just need probably the right group or the right mentors. That's also quite important because that really makes the difference. But yeah, community-wise, community is super important, right? Speaking of which,
excuse me, just a second. During our August DevCon, our mentors were the owners of the packages of Flutter. How is it amazing? You're talking to the owners of the packages.
Wow.
Creators. Yeah, it was really professional DevCon, helpful, so helpful.
Yeah, very helpful. I wanted to just quickly touch because we are really almost out of time. Community and all of that. DevFest. London is happening.
I want to plug in that shameless plug also. So we are doing a DevFest 2023, November 18th.
Yes.
I think we did announce the venue, so we can say that now or not?
Yeah, we can. That's been confirmed. So King's College London.
King's College London, and
Yep.
there will be like-minded people like you. We're actually trying to see if we can do something fun with Raspberry Pi. So watch out for that with Flutter and
That
Raspberry
can be
Pi.
interesting. Yes.
And then we have the Academy guys coming there. So a lot of mentorship. It's going to be, so there's lots happening in the Dev Fest this time.
Yeah,
do
it's going
join.
to be busy. It's going to be in a good way. It's a good busy, good people. GDG London, GDG Cloud London, co-organizing that. We've got WhatsApp groups. We do all the stuff and everything, and also a bunch of GDCs like Imperial, KLSC, and LSC will be present. We've got a bunch of different tracks. We've got the web and mobile, the AI and cloud, the community tracks. Like we are in the process of finalizing all the talks, which is we have so many submissions, which is great.
Amazing
But
how many people,
we
yep,
need
how
to.
many people are
Unfortunately, we
coming.
cannot accommodate everyone. Unfortunately, we had 120, 115 or something like that submissions. So we don't have that much time. Unfortunately, we need to filter out someone, but hopefully that will be absolutely great and good fun. And of course, raffles.
Swags and raffles, that always works for everyone. So you'll always get something out of joining. My last word, or my last thing is basically all of this is for you to build strong foundation, guys. So having a strong foundations, has what has been for me. Like having without a strong foundation, you're almost always guessing. Whether it is work or whether it is in your life, build a strong foundation of whatever you do, and don't waste time. Just put some effort, and that's going to take you somewhere.
100% agree on that. Bahar, any last word before we say bye?
I just I 100% recommend everyone to join this community. You will definitely be successful, and just do whatever thing you want to do next in your life. Have plans and never ever afraid of anything. If you're a woman, doesn't matter. You have community.
Exactly. And makes mistakes is absolutely fine. So don't worry about it. All right, folks. That was amazing. Very inspirational stories. I really appreciate all that we said. Actually, I think everything was pretty valuable. So thank you. Unfortunately, we are out of time. So I guess that is going to be a part 2 at some point next year, right? So,
we can recap on where we are, what happened to our startups,
exactly.
and what's going on.
Exactly. This is what I found interesting. I've got guests, and then after a few months, I mean, what happened, your projects and stuff, just to catch up. I think it's quite interesting. So thank you. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. All right. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.